Welcome to this explainer. We are jumping right in today because we're about to tackle a concept that will completely transform how you view kindness, generosity, and honestly, your own survival. If you've ever felt totally exhausted by giving too much, or felt like you were being taken advantage of despite your absolute best intentions, well, you are in exactly the right place.
So let me ask you a question, and I want you to really think about it for a second. Do you believe that being good keeps you safe? Do you believe your kindness actually protects you? That your generosity automatically builds loyalty from the people around you, or that your honesty just guarantees respect?
Well, if you answered yes to any of those, brace yourself, because you are about to discover society's most dangerous lie. The biggest mistake we make is believing that blind goodness equals safety. But the brutal reality? It doesn't mean you're secure. It actually means you are incredibly vulnerable to being used.
Okay, let's dive into this. Think about it like this. Goodness is literally like fire. Fire is essential, right? It keeps us warm, it cooks our food. But untamed, unmanaged fire, that will burn through absolutely everything you've built. Your personal boundaries, your relationships, your career, the whole shebang.
Section 1. The sheep in a world of wolves.
Look, here is a pretty harsh reality. Living as a sheep in a world full of wolves completely exposes you. People just don't inherently respect blind goodness. Think about that person at the office who always says yes, always stays late, always covers for everyone else's mistakes. When promotion time rolls around, they're almost always passed over. Why? Because when you are always available, your help becomes virtually worthless. Nice people start looking like servants or the office doormat, while good leaders actually command respect. You know, the philosopher Niccolo Machiavelli actually figured this whole thing out centuries ago. He watched kind rulers get utterly destroyed and generous people betrayed by the very folks they were trying to help. It's perfectly captured in this idea. You can't just be one thing. You absolutely must drop the sheep mentality to survive. You need the cunning of the fox to see the traps coming and the sheer strength of the lion to frighten the wolves away. Welcome to the generosity trap. It sounds completely backwards, but it is a mathematical reality. As the number of favors you give goes up, the gratitude you receive from people absolutely tanks, and toxic entitlement spikes right up. It's crazy, but the more you give, the less people actually appreciate it.
Now, the psychology driving this is fascinating. It's this concept called hedonic adaptation. Basically, as humans, we get used to good things extremely quickly. What starts out as exceptional kindness, like always picking up the dinner check or spending your weekend helping someone move, rapidly becomes a basic expectation. And here is the real kicker. Because they are so used to hearing you say yes, the very first time you have to say no, you instantly become the villain in their story. No way around it.
It boils down to this. Abundance destroys value, while scarcity creates it. Your constant, endless availability is actively ruining your worth in the eyes of others. If you want your goodness to be valued, it just can't be handed out like free candy.
Section 2. The economics of power.
So, every single favor you grant, it has a strict cost. Your energy, your time, and your resources are completely finite. Because of this, unlimited kindness literally drains your strength. Just like the airplane safety instructions tell you, you have to put your own oxygen mask on first. Giving until you are entirely empty isn't a noble act. Actually, scratch that, it's worse. It makes you a resentful, exhausted burden who can no longer help anyone, not even yourself.
Machiavelli hit the nail on the head here when he noted that to command others, you must first command yourself. The most genuinely generous people in history didn't say yes to everything. They said no to most things so they could powerfully say yes to the exact right things. You simply cannot protect or lead anyone if you don't fiercely command your own boundaries first.
Section 3. The mask of virtue.
All right, time for a really uncomfortable truth. Society judges your outcomes, not your inner purity. People care if you look good and get things done, not just if you are good on the inside. We have to separate surface-level kindness from strategic goodness. Think of a surgeon, right? A surgeon cutting you open isn't being cruel. They are doing what is absolutely necessary to save your life, even if it causes temporary pain. Real leaders have to make tough, seemingly bad decisions to create true, lasting good.
Machiavelli summed this up beautifully. He said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." What this means is that you must master your image. The most successful people wear the mask of virtue strategically. They smile in public, sure, but they make the hard, necessary decisions in private. They maintain absolute control beneath the surface.
Section 4. The Warrior's Sword. Mastering Strategic Virtue.
So this is all about mastering strategic virtue, wielding your honesty and mercy like a warrior's sword. A sword sitting on a dusty shelf protects nobody, but in the hands of a skilled warrior at precisely the right moment, it can save a whole kingdom. So how do we practically apply this? Well, before you ever say yes to a request again, run it through these 3 steps. 1. Does this actually align with my goals? 2. Can I do this without completely depleting myself? And 3. Will this person genuinely appreciate and respect my effort? If the answer is no, you firmly, but kindly, decline.
We really need to be crystal clear on the difference between being nice and being good. Nice people avoid conflict. Good people resolve it. Nice people say what you want to hear. Good people say what you absolutely need to hear. Nice people maintain the status quo. The world is already full of nice pushovers who accomplish exactly nothing. What the world desperately needs are strong, effective, good people who force positive change and demand actual results.
Section 5. Results over intentions.
You see, history tends to forget well-meaning, nice people, but it remembers those who actually got things done. Can you name 5 incredibly nice people from history? Probably not, but you can definitely name those who turn their outcomes into greatness. And this brings us to one of Machiavelli's most misunderstood quotes of all time. The end justifies the means. Now, this doesn't mean you should go out and do evil things. It means that your golden, pure intentions are completely worthless if they don't produce real positive consequences. People don't live inside your heart. They have to live with the consequences of your actions.
The bottom line, you have to survive first. Think about someone like Steve Jobs. He wasn't exactly known for being nice. He was demanding, he was difficult, but he created products that changed how billions of us live today. You cannot leave a positive mark on the world if you let yourself be crushed by takers. The most generous people can't give anything at all if they give it all away too early. Preservation is paramount. And this brings us to what is probably Machiavelli's ultimate mic drop moment. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. What he's really saying here is that respect matters far more than affection. Impact matters more than popularity. Creating tangible results must always take priority over being universally liked by everyone in the room.
Now, you don't necessarily have to choose between being good and being strong, but if push comes to shove and you do have to choose strength first. Every single time. Strength isn't the opposite of goodness, it is the absolute prerequisite for it. Strength gives you the power to actually be good when it truly counts, whereas weakness just makes you a victim, even with the absolute best of intentions.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final pivotal thought. Are you going to keep being good in the old, blind way until it eventually destroys you? Or will you shed that sheep mentality, master strategic goodness, and turn it into a weapon of true power and lasting impact? It's a huge shift, but the choice is entirely yours. Keep learning, keep evolving, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.